All right, guys, quick walkthrough. I don't think people are realizing how crazy it is, all these APIs and access, what kind of enrichment you can do. So let me give you guys an example. Like you could be just going around, this is in Oklahoma, in Google Maps, and you can come over here and just grab a pin. And then I created a tool here where I can load whatever in, and it's going to pull from a few different sources, but I'm just going to do it by coordinates. Plug that in and pull that up really quick. And it's actually gone ahead and pulled that in. It's looked for road frontage, owner, last deed of sale, comps, all kinds of stuff pulled in. Now I can look in here and say, hey, here's what 20s, 2s, and 80s are selling for in the area. This just has to do with geo-located to there. There were 14 different comps. So a little slower in this market, but decent sell-through rates. And then states like this, the data enrichment is pretty crazy. I can come in here and turn on. There's actually a water line that runs along. Looks like a main, a 10-inch water line. It looks a little bit off, but that's the statewide data problem. It's not my mapping. So this is actually up here at this road. So you've got a 10-inch water line running along there. You can have access to all kinds of views. This is all free open source stuff that you can go and grab. Again, so here's this little square here. You can turn on FEMA flood zones, electric, oil and gas, true wetlands, like from the actual sources, so you don't have to worry if something loaded well or not. I did some pretty unique stuff, I guess, with drainage, and I did like this little perk score where I can go in and I can click on soil, and it'll tell you based on the soil type, the permeability rating, whether or not it would pass a perk test. Pretty crazy all the stuff you can do. So let's say this is here now, and then a little bit of AI work here. I'm going to grab this as my road frontage and then trace the other side. I'm actually going to trace the whole thing. Oh, looks like it picked it up. And then I'll make sure I get all of this here. So you got a little bit of flood zone working against you, but then I can come in here and be like, hey, auto cut this for me and give me the most amount of lots that you can. Let's say 30 or 130. Let's do 30. And then it'll go in and try to do it for me, which is pretty crazy. And then on top of that, I can come in here and tell it, okay, let's say I'm buying this thing for, I don't know, 300,000. Looks like it should be way more. So let's say 600,000. You know, what can I expect if I'm selling 11-acre lots? And it'll give you a breakdown. You can net 5 million on this deal. So obviously this is probably way off. This probably needs to be more like 1.2 million to make sense for what it is. But yeah, full breakdown. And then you could even spit this out to a report to give to your to either your broker to double check or to your surveyor with a complete breakdown, risk and due diligence things to check, and then where it got everything from. Like this is not even, I don't think, that crazy, but whole entire deal broken down off of a parcel that I liked on Google Earth that I can click around and find this. And then when you spit that out, you could very easily, it'll have the skip tracing, so it'll have the guy's phone number, name, that sort of thing. But it's pretty crazy, the stuff that you can do.